another video. I will preface this by saying you will see 3 on my radar videos in a row where I am like this with my December wrap up makeup on, but it is what it is all I can say. I'm bulk filming and these are very quick videos to film, and recently I struggle to find time to film with my brain at the moment. So it was supposed to go up in November, but because I'm an idiot and I deleted the footage because I thought I'd uploaded it because the thumbnail had been done and in my thumbnail folder, I just deleted the footage and I can't get it back. So these are books, if you don't know, I will leave the playlist linked somewhere. These are books and these are authors mostly that have come up on my radar, have been either recommended to me, I've seen going around Twitter that I'm interested in, and I've saved the books on my Kindle or physical wish list. Or some of these are books I already own. I wanted to just shine a light on them in case you were not aware of who they are. Last year all I did was give you the name of the author and the book that came to my attention. I'm going to give you a little bit of a synopsis on the book. I say a little bit, I'm going to read the back of the book. The synopsis on Amazon or Goodreads to you, so you can get an idea of whether you'd be interested or not. So, the first one is Ringlander by Michael S. Jackson. This was one that was going round, I think, let me have a check. Yeah, it was the SPFBO semi-finalist for round 7. And I think that's when I first came across it. And it's been on my radar ever since. And I don't know why I haven't picked it up. Because, read the synopsis and I shall tell you what it is. Holes between worlds are tearing through Regus. Firestorms are raging as multiple realities battle for control of the elements. Even the way the turbulent channel that separates the Nord, Hatta and Kemen, the lifeblood of the city of Tia, has turned. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Kira's search for her missing brother draws her away from the familiar frozen lands of Nord and south into chaotic streets of Tia, where games are played and battles fought. That's all I'm going to say. That's why I am interested in this book. And yeah. Next up we have Will Rice with Sorcerers Within. This was an SPFBO 8 submission. When the submissions came around for SPFBO 8, I asked for indie authors to send me details of their books, and I would see if I was interested and either get them on Kindle or purchase them to try and read some of the SPFBO 8 books. But Will kindly sent me a copy of his book, so thank you very much for that, Will. And I'll read you the synopsis. So Elliot can't escape the feeling he has a connection to his colleagues at Arthur & Associates, even though they all have supernatural powers while he's just another faceless nobody. When one of the sorcerers is murdered, the others are all under suspicion. No one seems a likely culprit, but their kind are naturally secretive. Who is not what they seem? As the investigation continues, Elliot's sense of unease grows. What is that familiar feeling? Why does he feel a darkness in his dreams and an echo of violence within? When he discovers the truth, he will have to give up everything. If he is to stop another murder, Elliot needs to find out who he is. So it's kind of like a fantasy with a murder mystery element, and that just sounds piqued me. And it sounds like it has like an urban setting, so like an urban fantasy, but like a murder mystery type of scene. And the book isn't that chunky either, so it sounds like a really good read, not gonna lie. The next book I do have physically, and it's by an author called RJ Weldrake, who kindly sent me this. Why, it was shiny. And this popped up, do you know, because it's like a suggested, like if you, based on what you've recently liked and stuff, it comes up like suggestions of authors to follow and like and things. And this popped up on the Twitter. Twitter has been my main source of indie author consumption and finding indie authors. So if you're not on the Twitter and you like indie authors, please check out Twitter. Also, I will link the Discords that I'm part of down below. There's like a specific indie Discord called Indie Accords, and there's also a couple of booktubers that have Discords where they predominantly talk about indie books. So I will leave them linked down below if you're interested. But this is That Which the Deep Heart Knows by R.J. Wildrick, and I'm really excited to get to this. It's not too chunky, not for my taste anyway. It's less than 400 pages, so that's about average for a book. So it says, Adala Radagorian, innkeeper's daughter, seems an unlikely pawn in the great game played between these rival gods who contest the fate of the world and whose machinations have influenced the course of human history since time immemorial. Possessed of wit, beauty and an education uncommon in her class, she finds herself bound up in events where the fate of empires lies in the balance. That's all I'm going to read, because I don't want to give you too much. If you're interested, if Editing Lisa remembers, I will link all the links to where you can purchase these books from or acquire these books from. Okay, so this next one is frustrating me that I haven't got to it, because it was sent to me on an ebook for a book tour. I didn't get around to reading it, but I just promoted the book. I really want to read this, even before it blew up all over the internet. But every single person I see reading this book consistently mentions how funny it is. And I mean, I do like a serious, epic fantasy with lots of history and depth and stuff, which I'm sure this does also have. But The Crew by Sadia S. Samir, this is a book that just calls to me. It calls to my brain and my indie loving heart. It's just, and the cover is just great, and I really want it. I want a physical copy so I can keep it on my indie shelf, which this behind me, apart from these right here, these 3 shelves are currently my indie shelves, ever growing. Apart from where is it? There's a book on there somewhere that's not indie. I just put it as Wolf Song because I can't find anywhere else to put it. But back to The Crew. So, Varkade fled to the desert of Hara to escape his past as an educator, a member of an order of zealot warrior monks that aims to shape the world according to their sacred teachings by force. Varkade makes his living as a reckless sword for hire, caring only about himself until his self-centered lifestyle is turned on its head when he is contracted to recruit a misfit team of unruly assassins and take out the mighty Bone Lord of Akrab. Why would you not want to read this? Like, in my brain, I'm like, read it, but I know it's also a chunky book, and the brain right now doesn't like chunk physically anyway, and this doesn't have an audiobook yet. Might try and message or find out if and when the audiobook's coming out, because that would probably be peak time for me to read it, like have a fully immersive experience, and that'll probably be the time when I purchase the book physically as well, so I can just devour the whole thing, because I have a high hope for this. This is like up there on my expected 5-star prediction reads, which I haven't done a video on yet, but it's up there. It is. And the next author, I have one of their books physically, and that is E.J. Dobble, and the book that actually brought him to my attention is not this book, because this is not his first book. The first book was Fangs of War. Again, so many people have read this book. I've heard so many great things about it, but I then saw he was doing a giveaway on Twitter for The Crescent Moon, which is the first book in his new series, and it's only teeny tiny, and me and Jem are reading this for the podcast at some point, and I was really intrigued, so I don't have Fangs of War. I want to purchase Fangs of War as well, but it is available on Kindle, I think. So, because Kindle seems to be somewhere where I can read books at the moment, I might try and get it on there, but again, prefer an immersive experience, so I might see if and when audiobooks might be coming out for these books. But yes, I'm really excited about this. So those are my 5 on my radar authors books. Oh, I didn't give you the synopsis on this one either. I'll give you the synopsis on this one. In the city of Abash, nestled on the outskirts of a vast desert, the young girl Mayala walks out among the vineyards overlooking a delicate blue sea. Reaching a gnarled tree atop a small hill, she stumbles upon an old man. Nestled among its roots, his name is Artemis, the hermit, and he longs to answer the simple question, what is the meaning of life? As the years pass and the reality of a difficult life struggling to get by weigh heavy upon her, Mayala finds herself returning to the hermit by the tree to seek counsel, and to find purpose in a place where she feels so lost. But when an enemy appears from the sea and her family are torn apart by a spectre of war. It is in the hermit's teachings that Mayala will find her answers, and how the meaning of life may just save her city from a swift and certain end. So this is fantasy, but kind of, I kind of like there's a wise old man sort of element to it. Not very well. I do like a wise old man, the mysterious wise old man. It's not something that happens in a lot of books that I have read recently, but whenever I watch a movie or a series or read a book where it has, like the mysterious wise old man or the quirky old man, there's one in Legends and Lattes, like, perfect example, and at points people are like, who is he? What is the deal? I love that whole shtick. But yeah, that's it for me for this month. I will be back again. It'll be a couple of minutes for me, a month for you, for February's On My Radar, and I'm just so excited to discuss. If you have any authors, indie authors that you recommend to me, then please leave them down below in the comments, or there is a Google form that you can complete and fill it and let me know who you would recommend that I read. I will be looking at that list in the next couple of months and picking some books off there to read. I'm excited for that. If you do like me, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. If you don't have anything to say, want to let me know you're here and support me, then a black heart is always appreciated. And until next time,
Can someone tell me why?
enjoy.
Every time I fall in love, it seems to be at the